Hello, everyone. I am so glad to be back. Thank you to the group who joined me in person. I needed a little bit of a hiatus to take some time away to regroup, refocus, and also rest as I was feeling quite tired. Just around March, I was really feeling that something within this work, within my channel, the way that I did things, it needed to change and needed a little bit of a disruption. And so the group and I were actually talking about disruption, that not all disruption is a bad thing. Sometimes you need a little something, a little bit of chaos, a little bit of a disruptive energy, which is the feminine, by the way, to come in and shake things up a little bit. So that's what I did. And now I'm refreshed and I feel so good to be back. And my heart is full. And I cannot wait to be with you every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we come together for community with like-minded people who are seekers. And what we're looking for is I have no idea, but seeking within. And that's as I say that my nose is really itchy, so the nose knows, right? It'll guide the way. In today's work, we're going to be focusing on the small intestines, clearing out the gut, any filters on the gut that impede with intuition or listening to that intuitive guidance. It's quite exhausting. It feels depleting. It is depleting when bogged down in thought. So it also would affect what you eat, how you eat, your attitudes towards food, nutrition. Oh, that's interesting. I'm thinking of someone who's quite close to me, and I feel like I'm just about to cry here. So this is also bringing in anyone in the world who struggles with food one way or another, whether it be eating food, what kind of food to eat, whether it be losing weight, gaining weight, any kind of malnutrition, and also attitudes towards food. Now, the food that we do eat influences the health of the microbiome, right? If you're eating a lot of processed foods, I'm going to vomit. So we're going to do a clearing here to that microbiome, but starting up really early. Also, the microbiome of the mouth is coming into focus here. So the foods that you can be attracted to may not be necessarily good for you. So a lot of people who have allergens or who suffer, I'm going to vomit. I'm not really going to vomit, but I can feel a big burp coming up that it feels like I'm going to vomit. So let's say there's a sugar allergy. Let's say your body doesn't do well with sugar, or it doesn't do well with alcohol or bread or sweets or whatever it is. Your body can actually um, crave the thing that's not good for you. And then we need to clear that discernment, clear that intuition from those filters in the mouth down through. Now, we're not going into the esophagus, but it hits the stomach. So, things you accept, right? So, it could be accepting life experiences, and it can also be what kind of food you actually put into your body. So, we're going to do some um, little micro repairs to the microbiome of your mouth and also of the gut. And we're going to take a look at, we're going to anchor to the heart any kind of really stringent belief systems that are damaging or causing harm to you. So whether it be, um, is there anything coming up here? So it's coming up as attitudes, beliefs, and really how you feel about yourself. So when someone says, "Oh, I feel good about myself, I feel bad about myself," all I hear is, "I think good about myself, I think bad about myself." But it can come up as a feeling like self-esteem. I never really quite understood what self-esteem really means. And people have definitions for it, and I know there's a lot of work around self-esteem, but for me personally, and the work that I do, I don't know. what really anyone means about to hold myself to esteem. And really, what for me, how I work that through is um, do no harm to myself. I treat myself. If this weakens me, then I know that if I'm saying something about myself that weakens me, or I'm eating food that weakens me, that's not for me. I want to say things that make me feel strong, that I feel strong saying. I won't say something against myself that weakens me, or and try to stay away from as much food as possible that also does the same thing. Now, my problem is that I love bread, and bread weakens me. I love bread. That's my little nemesis. But I notice what my body feels like when I do not eat it. I feel strong. I feel satiated. I don't feel like my body is a bag of meat. But I go and eat bread anyway. So that's my responsibility. But bringing this into focus, seeing where these microbiome is off, is skewed. Oh, there is a breath. Um, Maybe this will help me shift and only eat the things that help me feel strong and say things that I feel strong. Don't say things that'll weaken you. My nose is so itchy. So I'm going to run a body chemistry to intolerances here. So especially that it's very different than the conversations that we were having within the group. We were talking about something completely different. And here I am being brought to food, which would make sense if we're in the microbiome and wanting to clear the filters off of the intuition, off of your gut brain. The first thing that we would need to look at, that would need to be looked at, oh, there we go, is the what you are feeding your gut. Right, what you're feeding your gut, because the food, each piece of food has a consciousness. The person who, let's say, if you're going to the grocery store, at this, that said that the person, you can taste if something is made with love, and it could be just a simple peanut butter and jam sandwich, and someone can say, "This is the best thing I've ever tasted. What did you do? This is such an incredible sandwich." And you just, I love you. I love you. I know this is your favorite sandwich. I made it with love just for you. And you can taste that. And you can taste that. My nose. So the nose knows we've got to bring can't ignore that. We got to bring the nose in and clear the filters off of the nose. So um, the nose knows when you're attracted to someone, it has nothing to do with looks. It has everything to do with smell, has everything to do with pheromones. It doesn't matter what the partnering of relationships are, whether it be a man and a woman, or a man with a man, or a woman with a woman, you have pheromones. And we need to remove the mask. So I'm going to do an anchor to the heart off of the subtle smell, the subtle sense of smell, any kind of filters that block filters with thinking that no, no, that's fine. This person's good for me, even though your intuition is saying no, and you have a little bit of a taste in your mouth, or maybe your stomach's going, I'm not sure. I don't really know, or it comes up as a strong no, and you do it anyway, and you're like, oh, I knew it. I knew it 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 10 years ago. I knew it. I knew it. And it could be the same way for yes. So we want to make sure that the sense of smell is nice and clear, that it's the nose knows it's leading the way. I'm just kind of putting that together for myself now. It was the first thing that protrudes out of the face, the first sense that's on the face. It's the nose that leads. And so when you're second guessing yourself by eating food that's not really great for you, you've got all these filters over your microbiome saying you should eat this, you shouldn't eat that, thinking that, oh, here's the belief systems and identifications, right? I'm good, I am bad, I am fat, I am thin, I am smart, I am dumb, whatever other kind of identities that come up. and are ruling the roost underneath the surface when the nose is giving the honest answer. We can't ignore that. We can't ignore that nose. Right? Even if it's like you smell, and then notice when kids go to eat something, my daughter was so great at this. Before she would put any food into her mouth, when she was a little wee babe, and she did this till she was about 6 or 7, and she would bring the food up to her nose and she would smell it first, even before she popped it in her mouth. And then she would look at it, she would smell it again, and only the tip of her tongue would like lick it. She was just like, is it really okay? And then she would eat it or she'd go, no, I don't want it. And it's not that it's bad because disruptiveness or rejection is actually could be a healthy thing. You have to look at the thing that you're trying to accept. What is it that you're accepting? And are you forcing yourself to accept something, whether it be a piece of food, life experience, person, or even a thinking about yourself? Are you forcing yourself to be something or be someone? Now, I'm not talking about going out and getting an education or honing in your skills. And so you can go ahead and do something and get somewhere and land a job somewhere different or change something about your life that needs to be changed. As simple as doing, I will not hurt myself today. Today, I will do things that help me feel strong. All right. My nose, that's not so itchy anymore, but now my skin is crawling. The back of my neck is so itchy. I feel like I have 1,000 bugs walking on my body. I'm so like itchy and uncomfortable. So we're in the skin. And the skin has these, you're covered with hair, even if it's minute or microscopic. And these little hair and these little microbiome of the skin really do a really amazing job as little sensors, as little antennae to guide you through your life. Now, our skin is the largest organ, and this is the way you meet the world around you. It's your interaction with life is the consciousness of skin. And you've got these microbiome on your skin, and they're walking around and they're doing their job. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And these little hairs are sensing the world around you. Now, what if those sensors are thinking, they've got a belief system of disruption is bad. I need to feel full energy all of the time. Maybe that deep rest is needed. Maybe you've been burning the candle at both ends. So someone brought up in the group exhaustion and ignoring those signals of feeling exhausted can lead to a shutdown. And the body really does shut down. And it could be also intuition at play where it's sensing something around you. So, especially if you HSP, so people who are highly sensitive people, you're feeling everything all of the time. It's a different nervous system. It's like, do you take a shower when you feel overwhelmed? Can you lay down on the floor like a starfish? If you're at work, can you get into a bathroom stall and just get your feet flat on the floor and take 5 deep breaths? Do a little bit of box breathing. Maybe run your fingers through your hair, splash some water on your face. Well, now it's starting to ease. There we go. Right? Especially if you are doing a lot of peopling, is what I call it. I cannot people. I cannot do high groups of people. If I go, or people like to call it adulting, right? For me, going into a grocery store, into a mall, and being there for a long time to peruse is a nightmare. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling the people I'm with. I'm feeling the whole entire, I'm feeling the energy of the store. I'm feeling everybody walking in. I could feel some if someone's angry down like 2 aisles over. It's just overwhelming. My senses are bombarded. There's bright lights, there's lots of noise, there's lots of smell. It's just too much. It's too much. So I just spend a little bit of time when I need to go grocery shopping, I prepare myself. And then I get in and then I get out. And then when I get home, I do what I need to do for myself to re-ground. I take a shower, I wash my face, I wash my hands. My kids always say, "Why are you washing your hands?" It's the first thing that we do when we walk into the house. You wash your hands, not only because you've been touching a lot of things, but also energetically to cleanse the skin. Wash my hands. Sometimes I'll wash my feet. I'll even just look into the light for a minute, just get my face out into the sun, take a glass of water. Anything that helps to soothe that nervous system. Now, we need to link the skin with the rest and digest portion of your nervous system, and it's coming up specifically for the world as that vagal nerve. Now, the vagus nerve plays a really important role in communicating intuition. It goes down, it runs through the whole midline of the body, it touches the liver. Well, there we go, which is the organizing and planning organ of the body. It organizes and plans, does a multitude of things. You can look it up for yourself. But what we're working with for today is the liver's ability to organize and plan. And its role, the vagal nerve's role in intuition. It touches the gut and runs up through the midline, and it kind of does this little semi loop up to the brain. So it passes through the three brains, the intuitive brain, the enteric brain, which is the gut brain, up through the heart, up to the head brain. We're linking the skin's ability to sense, to feel the sense of touch, your inner world, the outer world, because, unless you want to be a hermit and be alone in the forest, that's totally fine if that's what you want to do. But most of us live in a society, most of us live with family, with other people, in a community. You go out to the grocery store, you're bumping into a bunch of people. So we live around people. So helping that skin and that sense of touch to regulate into groundedness, that intuition where something's coming in to disrupt, says, no, it's time to leave. You just leave. I've abandoned my shopping cart more times than I can tell you. And I don't know why. I don't ask questions anymore. Before I used to nitpick at myself. I should be fine. I didn't do this for long. I've been only here for 5 minutes. I can't just abandon my cart. What is the person next to me going to think? What if the worker says this about me? I can't just leave my stuff behind. I don't ask questions anymore. Something comes up. Intuition goes, leave, get out. No. Well, there we go. I just leave. I do a check-in and I leave. So just as a little story, as an example to help this session to land, to integrate. I was at the grocery store and I started feeling awful. Something, I don't know what happened, but my gut was off. And I was like, holy smokes, I feel terrible. I feel terrible. And so I stopped exactly in my tracks and I went, what? I didn't ask myself why. I was just like, what is happening? Do you need to leave? Literally, these were the questions. I'm like, do I need to leave now? And then I would wait for my gut to answer, no, you can continue grocery shopping. Leave right away after you finish. So you get these, I know that's a lot of words, but it would be no, continue shopping. Then I knew I had to get home right away, though. It's like, okay, I can finish shopping, but I got to get home right away. I couldn't go off and do any other errands that I was doing. It was just grocery shop and get home. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't start bombarding myself like, oh, I should be able to do this. And I haven't done this in a long time. Just to tune inward, receive that response from inside, that intuitive guidance from inside. If you listen to the wisdom of your body, it will answer you. It will answer you. And then from that space, you can go ahead and see what's best for you. Okay. All right, I'm going to tap this in here. So the way that I work is that wherever this is held, I know we touch base on the mouth and on the gut. There was some nervous system work happening here, some work within the senses. And, if it lands for you, you take what you need and leave the rest. And this is what I love about the work. Wherever you're feeling this dysfunction, wherever this resonates for you within your body, it'll get to work within those levels. So even if it's not within your gut and you're holding that pressure in your shoulder, it will release within your shoulder as well. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you'd like to work privately, you can. You can reach me through my website or send me a little note here on YouTube or through Facebook or Instagram. I offer private sessions and group work and workshops, and you can find me internationally on Zoom or in my private office in Pembroke, Ontario. Thank you so much, and I'd love to hear how you're doing. Shoot me a little comment and tell me some news. All right, friends, until next time.